What? Did you think I was only going to make Jujutsu Kaisen videos? Don't get me wrong, Jujutsu Kaisen is definitely going to stay as my main focus, but I've got to diversify a little bit or this YouTube shit is doomed to fail. And what better anime to expand to than the GOAT itself? So let's jump straight into ranking the top 10 scouts in Attack on Titan. Taking the number 10 spot on our list is none other than Connie Springer himself. And let me be real with you real quick, this guy is dumb as fuck. Look at Sasha on day 1. Look at Erwin on day 1.
A leap greater than we have ever taken!
Look at John on day 1. Now look at Connie on day 1. Bro, I love Connie, and credit where it's due, he survived the entirety of Attack on Titan and significantly improved on ODM by the end of the show. Bro glowed up so much that they gave him a damn Levi scene cutting down the Jaegerists. He may not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but he is definitely deserving of our recognition since a lot of other characters in the show overshadow him and we forget sometimes how good these characters like Connie are. At number 9 we have Sasha Browse, and if I took a shot for every time I say underrated in this video then I'd be moving like a fucking titan, cause Sasha Browse is underrated as shit. Her hunter instincts and hearing are so impactful and make for a perfect survival tool on scouting missions, and let's also not forget her incredible aim, so much so that when fighting Kenny's squad she primarily used a bow instead of the swords. And it's not just a bow she's good with, look at how she saved Samuel's life on day fucking 1, underrated as hell. Unfortunately, Sasha was one of those characters who died in a very unexpected way. Almost as unexpected as a monkey throwing a horse at you. A literal child swung up to their airship on a hijacked bit of ODM and then shot her in the fucking chest. Nobody was expecting that, let alone me. Okay, number 8 and 7 are pretty much interchangeable, so order them how you like, I don't really care. I should have mentioned that in this ranking we're not going to be including Titan powers, this is purely about how you are as a scout with your ODM and swords. And Armin is definitely nowhere near as skilled physically as the other members of this list, but despite almost never fighting, he deserves top 10 for his mind and motivation alone. There are very few characters in Attack on Titan which actually significantly impact humanity's chances of survival, but Armin Arlert is definitely one of those characters. Let's just recap exactly how much of an impact he had on Attack on Titan. He led the Attack Titan to clear a way to HQ in Trost, he devised a plan to retake the supply room so that all the soldiers in Trost could refill, he devised the plan to plug Trost's wall with the boulder and lure Titans away by gathering on the walls, he worked out there was a traitor and saved Jean by testing how the female Titan reacted to Eren's nickname, something only a member of the 104th would know. He also figured out who the female Titan was, meaning Erwin's efforts weren't actually for nothing, and then sacrificed himself to beat and become the Colossal Titan. And then in the finale he worked with Zeke in the paths to bring back their fallen friends and fight back against the Founding Titan. Incredible character. At spot number 7, I am putting the great Erwin Smith, 13th Commander of the Scout Regiment, who also played a hugely significant role in Attack on Titan. Driven by a dream set in motion by the guilt of his father's death, Erwin worked his way all the way to the top just to discover the truth of their world. He was an incredible strategist who was 4 steps ahead of everybody. Erwin realized shifters hid among them and immediately devised a plan to capture them. He also developed the scouting formation they use, which improved the death toll significantly since Shardis was in charge. Not to mention he staged a coup d'etat alongside Pixis to successfully overthrow the deceiving royals and take control of the government. He may seem like he would give his all for humanity, but in reality he was ruthless and did whatever was needed in order to ensure victory. He was a devil. Erwin was the only reason anyone made it out of Shiganshina, by giving up on his dream and leading the naive youth to their certain death, all for humanity's survival. Something people tend to forget about Erwin is that he's also an incredibly skilled fighter. He kept pace with Levi Ackerman on ODM in the underground. He also got his whole ass arm torn off and still single-handedly saved Eren from Reiner's grasp before falling back onto his waiting horse. What in the Legolas shit is that? Point is, do not underestimate Erwin. Now time for Hange Zoe to take the spot above Armin and Erwin. Remember, this is just my opinion. If you have your own opinion, then it's simply wrong. Deal with it, you fuck. Hange is the living...
Are you sure about that?
Hange is the not-so-living embodiment of underrated. They have an incredible mind, just like Armin, and wants to desperately understand their world. Hange is a great strategist, but in Attack on Titan there are enough of those already. Where Hange truly excels is their scientific and creative abilities. They understand that in order to survive, every scrap of information they can get about Titans is crucial. Hange was genuinely fearless, maybe even more so than Levi, and stopped at nothing to advance their progress by putting her life at risk to gain information. Hange definitely has as much of an impact as the other people on this list when it comes to ensuring humanity's survival. For example, Hange devised an entire Titan capture program that meant not a single life was lost in the process. They worked alongside the Corps of Engineers to develop Thunder Spears, a weapon that not only dealt major damage but also saved countless lives. They created the Executioner from Hell, which slowly rid the entirety of Maria from Titans. Don't forget, Erwin also appointed them 14th Commander of the Scouts. Hange's physical skills should also not be overlooked. Hange is a veteran who survived being a scout on the front lines. Unlike Erwin and sometimes Armin, Hange was always part of the fight. They helped take down Reiner and also saved everyone by sacrificing themselves to face the whole fucking rumbling head on. There are not many characters in this show who joined the Scouts and then racked up solo kills with a smile on their face. In fact, Hange may be the AOT embodiment of All Might, and it kills me to see their smile fade over time the same way his did. Yep, you read correctly. Oluo Buzard takes the number 5 spot on this list. I'm also really sorry if I mispronounce his name, because I just can't make that noise for some reason. Just like the rest of Levi's squad, he was handpicked by Levi, which is impressive enough. But what sets him apart from the rest is his incredible Titan slaying skills. He had 39 solo kills to his name. 39! Petra had 10, Eld had 14, Gunther had 7. This man had 39. And he also said that was the most out of anybody in the Scouts, and at the time he said this, I think he was actually right. I think at that point in time he had more than Levi himself. But obviously Levi went on to absolutely destroy that record. Just like the rest of Levi's squad, he had amazing coordination and teamwork. But unlike the rest of Levi's squad, Oluo would have actually killed Annie if it wasn't for the fact he didn't know she could harden. Annie kept the ability very close to her chest, using it only when absolutely necessary. Even when facing Levi's squad, she didn't use it until Oluo got his opening to strike. Even after watching all of his squad die, he kept his composure, which losing composure was what got Petra killed. And everybody knows that Oluo wants to be like Levi. He acts like Levi constantly. And if there was anything he could do here, which would be just like Levi, it would be keeping his composure even after seeing all of your friends killed. It's really a shame that he didn't know anything about the hardening, because he got his chance to strike and he did actually cut the nape, but his blades didn't do anything because she'd hardened. Now, if you're wondering why I put him at the number 5 spot, then let me explain it like this. When you play FPS games with your mates, you have the strategists, and then you have the funny ones who are really shit at the game, and then there's always that one toxic guy who just run and guns. Every squad needs a toxic gunner, and Oluo is him in the Levi squad. Erwin and Armin's brains may contribute a lot, but you need people to execute their plans, and Oluo is that guy. 39 kills is fucking crazy for a non-Ackerman, and he deserves props for it. Number 4 goes to Miche, and at this point I bet you're wondering who the fuck number 3 is, but we'll get to that soon, don't worry. Gelgar, a member of Miche's squad, says Miche's skills are second only to Captain Levi, and that statement is something that is not to be taken lightly. That holds a lot of weight. Other than shoving Levi's face in the dirt, Miche's most badass moment was when he charged at 9 Titans all alone and killed 5 of them. In fact, he suggested he could have actually killed all 9 of them but didn't want to take any unnecessary risks. Unfortunately, that's all we really get to see from him, as the Beast Titan chucks a horse at him, sending him tumbling into Jerry, and then Jerry bites his legs off. Bro got so screwed over and it's so frustrating. It's not just his skills that push him to number 4, however. A major part of that is actually down to his incredible sense of smell. It has saved so many lives, including some of our favourite characters. I just wish we got to see more of him, to be honest. At number 3, we have Jean Kirstein. Okay, at number 2, we have, some people are gonna love this, some people are gonna pretend not to love this. Jean is underrated. The absolute best non-Ackerman in Attack on Titan. Shardis literally calls him the best in the 104th on ODM gear, a title that holds up all the way through the show. And don't forget, Mikasa is also part of the 104th. Sure, he was a dick at first, but that's all water under the bridge when he joined the Scouts. He survived beginning to end and consistently showed why he is the strongest horse in Attack on Titan. This man has some amazing ODM skills and is a natural leader. Long-form strategy is better suited for the likes of Armin, but leadership and shot calling is Jean's forte. He has a perfect balance between extremely skilled and quick thinking. For a side character, this guy actually had a huge impact on the story. In Trost, he led a horde of dickless cadets in a charge to retake HQ. He saved Mikasa Ackerman's life. He led another charge against the pure titans that were left when Erwin started the rumbling. He saved Reiner's life. And finally, he put his ODM skills to use one final time as he scaled Erwin's back and successfully blew off Founder Erwin's head. And I love that moment, especially with the fidget spinner music. Jean is simply a tragically underrated character, both in terms of skill and writing, and easily deserves the number 3 spot. As we get to the end of Attack on Titan, he has the same, if not more, experience than both Miche and Oluo did, which is why I'm putting him higher on this list, even if he may have been less than them at the beginning. The scout taking our number 2 spot is none other than Eren Yeager. Lol, get scammed. It's obviously Mikasa Ackerman, humanity's strongest simp. Is there even any point me explaining this? I feel like it's so obvious that she is number 2. What is there for me to say? From day 1, she was cutting down Titans like it's nothing. She brought Annie to her knees alone after Levi's squad all died trying to do that. She got countless kills, but the moment that still stands out the most is when she kills the Jaegerists on their way to the Azumabito ship. That shit is so cool. She's just unbelievably strong and skilled to a point where no one other than the other Ackerman can compete. Her only weakness was her love for Eren, but it was also her strength, and in the end, she did what she needed to do. And yeah, by the end of Attack on Titan, she was humanity's strongest. Speaking of humanity's strongest, it's finally time to discuss our number 1. And surprise, surprise, it's Levi Ackerman himself. Now, this one definitely requires no explanation, but I'm gonna give it anyway because Levi is unironically my favorite character in anime. In fact, I'm gonna have to make a whole ass separate video on why this guy is one of the best written characters of all time. If we speak on his physical strength and skills, he is simply unrivaled. He's so fast he becomes a blur, and so strong he can fully dice up a Beast Titan arm in one try. Warrior Titans genuinely fear this man. Reiner literally had to warn Zeke about Levi, and only Levi. And oh boy should Zeke have listen to him. Levi is 3-0 against the Beast, and he is genuinely the only soldier you could put up against one of the 9, and I will sit here with full confidence and say he will win. His kill count is confirmed to be over 80, but it's probably somewhere between 100 and 200 Titans, and I think 12 humans as well. Let's not forget, in Levi's second encounter with Zeke, he cut down 29 of his friends as Titans in literal minutes before roasting Zeke like a fucking kebab. 29 kills in minutes. Bro then got point blank blasted with a thunder spear and got up and saved the world the next day like it was fucking nothing. You may not have even noticed this because of his sheer strength and speed, but Levi is also a genius. When it comes to battle IQ in the world of Attack on Titan, this guy is really smart. But obviously anyone who has seen Attack on Titan already knows of his strength. What I find even cooler is why he is really humanity's strongest. He cares more than anybody, but doesn't show it. His curse was surviving Attack on Titan while all of his loved ones died. So what does make him so dangerous? It's the fact that he lets them go. Without hesitation, without regrets, for the sake of humanity, he always lets them go. This is what makes Levi so strong, and this is why he survived all the way to the end. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I'll keep regularly doing Jujutsu Kaisen videos, but I also really want to talk about other content, just like Attack on Titan. As always, leave a comment if there is anything you'd like me to cover, whether it be Attack on Titan or something else completely, and don't forget to like and subscribe as we are creeping up on 1,000, which is honestly crazy.